Yo YouTube, this is my video for Friday the 27th of June, and this is probably going to be a pretty decent day for me. I got this job a couple of days ago. I'm on my way to pick up a long wheelbase van job from Sleaford. It's about 24 miles away from home, about 35 minutes drive, and I'm taking the load down to EX36. I haven't even double checked which part of Somerset it is. It's sort of not near the coast, it's in the middle of Somerset County. I'm going to guess it's before Exeter. I don't really care, to be honest. It's 252 loaded miles. I bid £250, 250, which is a bit cheap for a long wheelbase van job going so far, but bearing in mind how it's been recently and how it was on Wednesday when I got this job, I'm happy to have this. It's going to be about 5 hours journey to get down to Somerset from Sleaford, and then it's going to be about, if I come straight home, if I go from home to Sleaford to Somerset and back home without stopping or with minimal stopping, it's going to be in the region of an 11 hour day. So it's going to be at least, I reckon, 12 hours today, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I feel okay at the moment, sort of tiredness. I'll talk about that in a minute. But this job is going to be pretty much most of a day's wages, and if I get like a little job somewhere on the way back, I'm going to be offloaded about 3 o'clock, 3:30. So I've got a bit of time to get a little job somewhere heading back towards home. So I should make, in theory, the £300 mark gross today. That's what I'm aiming to do, and then just go home. And I might go home via my mum's house, sort of near south of Birmingham. So there's always that option as well. Anyway, so a couple of things to update you on. I didn't really get much sleep last night because my PD alarm was basically alarming pretty much every cycle, but I was therefore awake at sort of 6 o'clock this morning, and I did all my morning routine and was ready to leave the house at 8:15. So I didn't have to rush. I've got myself some food for the day prepared, and I've got a full tank of diesel, so I shouldn't need to stop apart from toilet breaks as and when they occur. So it all should be fine today. I can't see any particular issues. Obviously there could be issues with traffic. I might have a breakdown, who knows. So I think it's unlikely. I'm not superstitious, so I'm going to say to you this: I guarantee that I'm not going to break down at all today, because I do like to tempt fate. It's quite a good game we play. When I tempt fate like that, I usually win that game, and we'll see what happens today. So, just to repeat, there is no chance that I'm going to break down today. Come on, fate, do your worst. Right, tiredness-wise, so at the moment I actually feel very tired. I feel quite awake, more than I would usually do at this time. So I suspect I'm going to get tired probably early afternoon, and then maybe again on the way, sort of last hour or so on my day. To be fair, I should be okay if it's a 12-hour day, not getting very tired at the end of the day. If it was like a 14-hour day, I probably would struggle in the last hour. So I'm going to predict a bit of a slump, sort of early afternoon, and maybe if I have some food at that point, that might help. So we'll see how it goes. And my last thing to tell you is some news about my channel. So a few videos ago, I can't remember how many, I mentioned about my audience demographic being skewed towards the higher age group, and the fact that I've got nobody under 25 that watches my videos. And I was contacted by a young lad off the back of that called Preston, and he suggested a collaboration because he's a same day courier as well. He's up and coming, and he thought that he could bring his TikTok audience to my YouTube channel, and he would get access to my more mature audience, and I'd get access to his younger audience, let's put it that way. So I thought I'd give it a try. By the time you have read this, so by the time you've heard this message, which will be about a week from now, we might be ready to get started. So if it's not now, it'll be imminent. There'll be a new voice on my channel, and we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to the response and how whether I'm going to attract a younger audience. That's the key thing. Okay, anyway, I'll let you know how today goes. To be fair, I might just say I'm now in Somerset and I'm going home, and that'll be the last video. But if I think of anything on the way that's worthy of your attention, or I think it's worthy of your attention, I'll record a video. Cheers! Hi there YouTube, quick update. It's now 10 to 11. I am quite tired now. It has sort of come earlier than I thought it would do. But I thought I would just talk briefly about my last week or two. And it does seem that on the CX it's got very much more quiet than it has done ever before. And I'm assuming and I'm feeling it's probably to do with the general UK and world economy being subdued. So I don't think there's anything I can do about it necessarily. I think being available for work is the only thing I can do. Yeah, being flexible, being adaptable to some extent where I can be is all I can do. But it may be a situation where there's just not enough work for everyone to do, even more than usual. So I did go out to work on Thursday, yesterday, but in the end there was just nothing happening. After about 2 or 3 hours of, I think I did for an hour before I left the house. I then left the house and spent 2 hours looking for a job, and then decided to give up and go home. So Thursday was not really a working day, although I did try to. And Wednesday, if you remember, there's a video that you have seen where I did zero money. I ended up giving up, but quite late in the day. So it's been tough for the last week or two on the CX, and I suspect it will keep being tough. We'll see how we get on. It might be that if it carries on being this quiet for months and months, for the rest of the year, it might be that I struggle to survive. I don't know yet. I'm going to do all that I can to keep doing this job, and like the economy all over, it goes up and down. And although we might not get boom times again, in the near future, I'm sure it'll be better than it is at the moment in terms of the same-day courier work. So yeah, I'm playing it by ear a bit. I am mindful that it's very quiet, and I'm trying to use my existing experience and contacts to keep going. I'm not overly down about the whole thing. It's just part of the ups and downs of life, really, having these things. Just to finish off, I'm really more focused on trying to get my back operation done, which means me losing a bit more weight. I am getting there with my weight. I'm not quite at the point where I can officially request the operation, but hopefully sooner rather than later I can go back to them and say I'm now ready, get on with it. So I thought I'd add that in at this point as a sort of record, a marker about how the CX is doing. When I think back to my time on CX, I started in March 2023. I started my YouTube about the May of that year, and over that time I've had quite serious health deterioration. And I've learned a lot about CX and how to sort of make money from it. So I've decided not to get my own customers. And so far, it's been an excellent journey. But you would have seen, if you've been with me from the start, my health change. And hopefully, what I'm hoping is that a year from now, you'll have seen an improvement again, and I'll be back to full fighting fitness. That's what I sort of hold on to. So, bear in mind that's on my mind. Not getting the odd CX job is not really a big deal, is it? Anyway, I hope you're all well. And I'm about just over 3 hours away from my drop-off. And we'll see how the rest of the day goes. I'm just about to join, in a few miles, the M5, which will take me right down from Birmingham down to Somerset. Not quite there yet, but almost. Okay, see you later. Hello there, YouTube. So it's been quite a while since I last spoke to you. If you can tell from where the sun is in the sky, you'll know that I'm driving eastwards at the moment, which is towards the M5 as per that sign ahead of us, and I am on my way home via Stonehouse in Gloucestershire, because it just so happens that in Stonehouse there's a load waiting for me to pick up. I have to be there before 7 o'clock. It's 2 pallets. It's defined on CX as a short wheelbase van, and it's 2 standard pallets, and I'll be taking that load all the way to Lincoln. It's about 142 miles loaded, and I'm driving about from my drop-off in Devon, not in Somerset. My drop-off in Devon, it's about 95 miles to get to Stonehouse, but it is completely on the way home that I would be driving anyway. So it's about 2.5 hours drive. I've got about an hour and, let's say 2 hours left to go. I know that there are delays on the M5 heading north, because I saw them as I was driving down. So it's a bit in the air how long the journey is actually going to take. But if at the moment Google Maps says I'll be there at 5:15, I need to be there before 7. And for this job I bid £150, 150. Which I'm really pleased with, because that means that gross I'll have made £400 today, which I haven't made that for a long time. And to think I was talking about how quiet it was on the way down. To be fair, it is a Friday, and when I come to sort of Somerset, Devon, it's a bit of a risk, but it's quite high reward if I then get a job going back, which I have done on this occasion. So I'm really pleased about that. I am going to end up an hour from home in Lincoln, which isn't ideal, but that's a small sacrifice for this job. So my main issue is getting past the congestion near Bristol on the M5 going northwards, and then it's how do I feel tiredness wise. On the way down for about an hour and a half I was really tired, about sort of 10 to 11:30ish, but I've woken up now. I feel good now, but I know that by the end of the today, when it starts getting dark, I need to be mindful about how tired I am. But right now it feels absolutely fine. So it's all very good, isn't it? Really, all very good news. I'm going to get this job done and get to Lincoln. There was a job going from Bridgewater, which was closer to me, going to Harlow, and I bid on that for a long wheelbase van job, 225, which would obviously been a lot better money wise, but I would have been in Harlow, and that's miles from where I live. So actually this is probably the best opportunity I could have got today, ending up in Lincoln to my house. It's a familiar journey. I know how long it takes. It's know where I'm going, and I'm really pleased with it. Really pleased with this result. So yeah, okay, I will probably speak to you again on my way back from Lincoln to home. I've got no idea when it's going to be, but I suspect it will be reasonably dark by then. But we'll find out. You'll probably see me next in about 5 seconds. Hello there, YouTube. So, another satisfying day as a self-employed same-day courier. It is now 9:15, and I was off-site at my Lincoln drop-off about 10 to 9, maybe 5 to 9. And now I've got the hour's drive home, which is around about 38 miles. Yeah, so I've got some stats for you. Interestingly, apart from this morning, I haven't felt very tired today. I feel fine at the moment. This is kind of my time of the day. This bit is. That's my fuel tank saying I've got enough miles to get close to home, but not all the way home. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to just head home. So, yeah, some stats for you. For today, I am basing my average fuel price on last week's price, which is 13.52 pence per mile. I have filled up since then, but I haven't added that to my spreadsheet yet, so I don't know what the updated price will be. It's probably going to be a bit more expensive. It's probably close to 14 pence in reality. Today I have driven 589 miles by the time I get home. 589. And I will have worked for 13 3/4 hours. So I'm due to be back at about 10:05. So not too bad actually in the end. I have earned from 2 CX jobs £400, and I spent on fuel today £79.63, so let's round that up to £80, which means that today's grand total net of fuel comes to £320, which I'm really pleased with. So not only has it been a good day's work, the shipper that I was working for coming back is a Lincoln-based shipper. So I'm hoping that they'll remember that I'm within touching distance, and they might give me work in the future. Right, now to my weekly summary, and this has been a really weird week. So I worked on Monday, I sort of worked on Wednesday, but I didn't actually get any work, so I went home after about 4 hours. Thursday I tried to work and didn't get any work. And then today is my 4th day. I'm going to discount Thursday as not really a working day. I didn't really put much effort in that day. But I'm probably going to include Wednesday as a working day, because I did actually produce a video. I did do enough work, enough searching to do a video on it. So I'm going to assume 3 days work this week, although I've only actually earned money on 2 of them. So in terms of the hours worked, I've based this on the 2 days that I've worked, 19 3/4 hours. Now, I've probably worked about another 4 hours on top of that on the Wednesday. I haven't bothered counting that. So in total I've driven 781 miles, 781, and I've earned on the 2 days I worked a gross amount of £525, 525. I've spent £106 on fuel, 106, which means that my net earnings this week is £419, 419. Now to remind you, the first £315 of any week's wages goes to cover my business running costs. So I've made for myself about £105 this week over and above running the business. My pence per mile earnings this week is 53.70 pence per mile. That's what I've earned for every mile that I've driven. And my daily average, I'll give you two figures. My average daily net earnings is either £210 if you think about it as being 2 days work, or £140 if you think about it as being 3 days work. So to be fair, I'm going to say 140 is probably more realistic for this week, with for the first time since I've ever done CX work having a zero income day. Okay then guys, so I'm going to say farewell. I am working on Monday. I haven't got a job booked in yet, so I'll see what happens on Monday morning. I hope that you are all being successful in these difficult times. I think everyone's probably struggling to earn money as a same-day courier. Thank you for listening to my video. Farewell, friends.